So in this video, I want to cover something that I have learned about recently in VS Code. And I'll admit, I'm not the expert on this particular thing, but you can actually create your own custom snippets using VS Code. And the way that these come up is in your emit. So let's say I'm over here and I've got we'll just use a basic for loop. We'll say let I equals 0, and then we'll console log out as it counts up to 10. So let's say I want to make this a quick snippet. I can go down to the gear cog down here and go to user snippets, and it will let me choose how I want to do this. So in the menu, you can tell it you want to do a global snippet, which is available anywhere. You can do a snippet for just your particular workspace, or for another area. You can do even snippets that are unique to different languages. So if I want this snippet to only work in JavaScript, then I can put it here and it will only work in JavaScript. Now I'm going to do this one as a global snippets file so that it'll work anywhere, just to demonstrate this. So when I click on this, it will let me put in a name. So for this one, it'll be for loop, and I'm going to use camel case here. You don't have to. You can put it as anything you want. I'm going to hit enter. Now it gives you these instructions here for kind of how to put these together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this example down here and I'm going to uncomment this code. Now it's doing scope as JavaScript and TypeScript. I'm going to leave that since this will be used in JavaScript and TypeScript. Where it has prefix here, this is what you type in to make it pop up in emit. So if I go to type in 4, then I want this to pop up. Now, you will also put a description in there. So in my description, I'm going to say basic for loop. And then inside this body here, for each line you're going to do, you're going to want to make sure that it is in quotes on its own and that you have a comma afterwards. So I'm going to open this other for loop over here just so that I can make sure that I'm copying each element the way I want it. And the very first thing I'm going to do here is copy this, and I'm going to paste it in here, and I'm going to surround it with quotes. So this is the entire line, and I'm going to go on and put my comma there. Now, this is the part most often that you're going to change in this particular for loop. So what I can do here is I can put $1, and it will default tab me to that spot when I use this. And then afterwards, I'm going to do another line here. And inside this line, we're going to do console.log, and I'm going to put I. And I closed off my quotes and did a comma. And then usually we're just going to put this last semicolon here. And then I'm putting another tab spot at the next line for it to come out down here. Now, what this does is as you hit tab, the tab behavior in your code is going to drop you on down. So now I have this created. It'll pop up when I do for in the emit. It'll work for JavaScript and TypeScript. And up here is going to be our description of what it's doing. So I'm going to say basic for loop. So we're going to let this save. And now when I come over here and try to use this, I can type in 4, and you see all these different things pop up in my emit. If I click on this first one, it puts me right where I need to be to determine my loop here. So if I want to say 10, then I can say 10. And then when I hit tab again, it puts me right to the end of that for loop. Now, let's say I want to have a default value that pops up here. The way you're going to do that is you'll put your $sign, you'll put an opening curly bracket, then you're going to put your 1, then you're going to put equals, and you will put your value. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, we can reverse that. So we'll put 10 and then 1 and then our curly sign or curly bracket here. So now that that's saved, let's try it and make sure it works. So I'll do 4. I'm going to go down 1 for my basic for loop here and hit enter. And it defaulted to 1. So I've got to reverse this. So it'll be 1 and 10 then. And now that it's saved, let's try it again. 4. I'm going to select it. And it has popped up 10 in there, but I'm already in place if I want to type in something else. So if I wanted 11, I just type in 11, tab, and I'm outside of the loop to keep moving. So you can do this with any language. You can make any kind of snippet you want. If you want to make a console log one, I did that earlier. So I just type in CL and hit enter, and it puts me inside so that I can put my text in there and console log something out. You can set it to where it has a menu as well. So let's say I wanted a couple options here. So if I wanted one, and then I want more, if I'm not mistaken, I can do 10, and then a pipe, and then array.length, and it will give me both options. So let's give that a try. We're going to say 4, and I'm going to go down to my basic loop, and it put both of them out. So what I need to do is change it like this, and we'll save it, and we'll try that. 4, basic loop. Now it's putting all of them in. So that didn't work either. So I'll have to play around with that a little bit, but just be forewarned, you can change the defaults. You can do a menu. I'll have to do some more research for myself to see how I do the menu. But it makes it very useful. You can customize these snippets in any way you want. You can make as many as you want. And the really interesting thing is they're tied to your profile. So if you create another profile or you have your settings sync on, then they will carry over. So anywhere else that I use settings sync, it will carry over my snippets. If I create a new profile, that carries over with my snippets, and it really creates a situation to where I can carry these along with me in my coding journey. So play around with it, have some fun. When you're finished and you have this saved, you don't have to open it or anything. You just click the X. If you decide you want to go back and edit that particular one, you can come down to your gear cog and go to user snippets and select from the list which one you want to work on. So like I have a basic fetch one here that is already set up. If I want to come back in and edit it, I can just click on it and get to it that way. It also shows my file path at the top that this is actually saved inside application support code, user snippets, and then it has the file. So feel free to explore, to play, to learn. This is one of the more useful tips that I have run across. Um, I think I'm going to be using this a lot, and hopefully you get just as much use out of it and it helps you on your coding journey. So get out there, go break something today, and let's move fast.